Welcome to Never Too Late for Fitness Radio, bringing baby boomers proven strategies and innovative products for getting fit, staying fit, so you can live a longer, healthier, and happier life. Here's your host, best-selling author and fitness advocate, Phil Ferris.
This is Phil Ferris, and welcome to our show. Never Too Late for Fitness Radio provides answers and straight talk about fitness, nutrition, and healthy lifestyles for people over 50. Our goal is to educate and advocate health and fitness strategies that help you to live a longer, healthier, and happier life. Now, let's face it, most people fail to achieve their weight loss or fitness goals because of what they eat. It's about their diet. They become further proof that you can't out-train a bad diet. If you struggle with finding an eating program that meets your fitness needs and that you enjoy, this episode is for you. Andres Lopez is the owner and executive chef at Duck a Diet Meal Prep. For over 5 years, Andres and his company have been providing delicious and nutritious meals to busy people and top-level athletes in the Crystal Lake, Illinois area and the surrounding suburbs. Thank you for being on the show today, Andres.
Oh, thanks, Phil. Thank you for inviting me. It's great to connect with you again.
Yeah, now to begin with, can you tell us about Duck a Diet and how it came into existence?
Yeah, Duck a Diet. It's been years in the making. You know, it's classic sweat and tears. I started doing this about 5 years ago when I was like 21. I started doing this in my mom's kitchen. You know, when I was living at home, I would do my own meal prep when I would compete in boxing and MMA. So I would make my own healthy, ready-to-eat meals. We want to dive in a little deeper. You know, I was like about 16 when I started training MMA and boxing, and I grew up, you know, overweight. You know, and I love food. You know, I love to eat. I was overweight because I love to eat. You know, I knew how to cook, but not healthy. So then I started learning to, I started training, and I wanted to get to the point to compete. And I was losing weight, but I needed to lose more weight to make my weight class. So I started researching meal prep. I started asking, you know, my teammates, and I just started meal prepping on my own in my mom's kitchen. And I would just post it on social media, and people would be like, "Can you meal prep for me?" And I was like, "Well, if you pay me." And then from there, it just took off.
All right. Now can you describe the type of people that use Duck a Diet?
The type of people, I would say, high-performing, busy adults and top-level athletes.
What are some of the biggest challenges people have when they start a fitness program and diet now becomes a priority?
Well, that's the problem right there. The word diet. You know, like I gotta go on this diet. I can't have this. I can't have that. Actually, I remember one of the gyms we partnered with. They invited me to their anniversary party at their house, and it was a very nice, you know, house. They had an awesome party. They had a taco truck, and the lady in front of me was like, I was going up there for seconds, and then in front of me was like, I'll have, you know, 3 steak, 3 pastor, but I can't have, but no tortilla because I'm on the whole 90, you know, and that's the problem. You know, most people, they start a diet and they get sad about it because they're very restricted. So, you know, what we do, our slogan is, it's a lifestyle. You know, we just provide a healthy meal plan, healthier alternatives to food that you would think is, you know, not healthy.
Okay, but why would someone have someone else make their food for them when they can go to the grocery store and they can make it? So why would they even consider using a meal prep company?
Yeah. So they can go to the grocery store, they can make it, but will they is one thing. And then because it's so time consuming, you know, it's so time consuming to go buy it, to come home and cook it and clean it. And like I said, most of our clients are busy adults. You know, they have a whole family to feed. You know, they have to run around from soccer games and stuff like that. So investing in a meal prep company is, you know, one of their main priorities, and they're very grateful for it just because, you know, we provide the meals already portioned according to their goals. We break down the macros. You know, it's fresh, it's never frozen, and all they got to do is pick it up, get it delivered, and heat and eat it.
Yeah, I know that at CrossFit Fitness, doing the Shred program, when all of a sudden they got their specific macros for their, you know, people start freaking out, say, well, how am I going to do all this? How am I going to eat this much food in this order? what foods do I eat? How do I shop? When do I shop? How do I prepare it? How do I make it taste good? I mean, I'm not a foodie, so if I just take a chicken breast and throw it in with some rice and some broccoli, and I hope I have the right amounts, in terms of macros and balance. Well, it's about a half pound. Okay, it must be good. But if you're really trying to get somewhat precision in terms of your fitness, then you need to be a lot more precise. And then the other part is, you can buy frozen food, meals that are prepared, but they don't taste very well and they're not very nutritious. So what are some of the other advantages that you provide over, let's say frozen foods or other approaches to making prepared foods for a family or for an individual?
Yeah, that's the number one thing, that it's fresh and it's never frozen. Everything we get in, fresh produce weekly, and then, we do it all from scratch. Everything that we cut, we weigh it when it's raw, we weigh it when it's cooked. Once we serve it on the plate, we use measuring cups, we use the proper, scaling, the proper serving sizes for protein. And, there's nothing like, there's just nothing like fresh food compared to frozen food. Who knows how long that food's actually been frozen for? Most of these companies are making big batches. They're using, they're big box companies. They just care about profits. So they're using lower quality ingredients. They're using canned ingredients. They're just freezing it. Maybe they're just making, one big batch. They don't have to pay for overhead. Me personally, money is good, but it's not my driving factor. I want to make sure we're a quality meal prep, that's going to be really changing the game. Like I said, everything is fresh. I have a good team of chefs who are able to bump out 700 meals weekly. And, it's just great to provide a service like this.
All right. Now, can you give some examples of how meal prepping has changed people's lives? You talk about making a difference, and I know some examples of it, but can you, share some specific how switching to this kind of a program has improved their health and their fitness?
Yeah, that actually really hit me this weekend. One of my clients, Eric, shout out to him. He's been with us for about 3 years now. And, he saw me, picked up his food, and he was like, man, thanks to you, I can buy my own first home. He's like, he's lost 70 pounds with us since he started, and he's just been maintaining. But, he preaches to me all the time. And actually this weekend we had a new team member who I was training, who, I had her come with me to meet Eric. And I was like, hey, Eric, can you tell us a little bit about, how you feel with the meals? And, he said his life just completely changed. He was going down the wrong path in life, not being healthy. And, now with this, he's just, made all these healthy habits that he can do by himself. He's able to, save his money without eating out, and he's able to buy his own home. And then we have many other clients who, they're just stressed. They just, breaking down the macros is very stressful to them in their busy life. And having someone who can already do that is just a huge plus for them.
Yeah, because it is, can be stressful for people because it takes time. And what if I do it wrong? And, what happens if all of a sudden I go to the refrigerator and there's nothing there except for bad food, and then I eat bad food? Now, what's interesting to me is that it's not just about losing weight. You have people that actually use Duck and Diet meal prep to gain weight. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh, yeah. So we have our lean plan, and then we also offer extra protein with anything that's lean. Lean is between 300 to 500 calories. And then we have our bulk plan, which is between 500 to 800 calories. These meals are going to have a full cup of carbs in every portion. Lunch and dinner has 7 ounces of protein. So these are made to, still, it's not a dirty bulk. Most people think when you're gaining muscle, you got to eat like trash. You got to eat a bunch of steak, potatoes, fast food. Yeah, steak, potatoes, but a lot of people go overboard. And when they're bulking up, they'll tend to get gain fat as well. So this bulk plan, it's made to be like a lean bulk. You're getting high protein, the right healthy carbs like sweet potato, couscous, quinoa, and everything is still portion controlled, and it's, fresh, clean ingredients. So it makes it where you can still lose weight, body fat, but you're still going to be putting on some good size. Personally, I actually have one of the kids who works in the kitchen. He's been on the bulk plan. He's a younger kid, and he's like, I feel too skinny. I want to gain some weight, and he's been on it pretty consistently now. And I saw him yesterday, and I'm like, oh wow, man, you're filling in. Yeah, it's really good for people who are trying to hit certain macros. For example, cross kicks right now, they're doing a 90-day shred challenge where their carb intake and calorie intake is higher. So the bulk meals fit perfectly for that because they have it down to a whole science. We're not doing high carb, high calories, and they're going to be cutting it to make the shred effect.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about some of the basics of nutrition and why it's important, especially when you're going through an exercise program. Explain the importance of carbohydrates, fats, and protein. Those are your macros, and let's look at it through the eyes of a 50-year-old, because that's my primary audience is people over 50 trying to get fit, stay fit, and be fit for the rest of their lives. And so if you get a sedentary person that starts doing an exercise program and they don't alter their nutrition to go along with it, they probably won't get the results they want. So talk to us a little bit about why it's important for people over 50 who are starting an exercise program to also match their diet, have their diet match their activity level.
Yeah, I think it's specifically important for people over 50 to really be spot on with their macros, especially if they're starting a whole program. Because most of the times when they're starting an actual program, that program will be catered to that individual, macro and calorie intakes. Most trainers will do like an in-body scan or something like that to really see exactly what that specific person needs. So that's where, us coming in and, weighing out everything, portioning everything accordingly is going to make a huge difference in that individual's life. Because especially, when you're over 50, there's, certain dietary restrictions that come into place. And then there's also, specific fats, carbs, and proteins that they need to be getting in. And that's all going to make all the difference when they're working with a personal trainer.
Yeah, and one of the things that the people over 50 have to be aware of is that they, just because of age, are losing muscle mass as they get older. And one of the goals of most fitness programs is to add that muscle mass back on. And what do you need to build muscle? You need protein. Okay. Yeah. Now, the other thing is, if you're starting to work out a lot more, you need more energy. Otherwise, you're too tired to work out. So because of that, you need carbohydrates. And you need the right carbs. You don't just say, hey, let me get 4 donuts and a couple of cookies and I got my carbs, or let me grab a packaged granola bar that may have, 30 grams of sugar in it. So it's those food choices that people look at. And if you're like a lot of people, we just look at the top. Oh, it's got 25 grams of protein and it's got this. And we don't really understand what those ingredients are, how many preservatives are in there. And as you know, whole fresh food is a lot better for the body because it will assimilate that much faster. So, and what is the importance of, a lot of people, especially over 50, grew up with fats are bad. Why aren't fats bad?
Why are fats bad?
Yeah. You need fats in order to gain weight and also to lose fat. So fats, yeah. So we grew up in the low fat, low carbohydrate era, and so educate us a little bit. What's the importance of fat in a diet for people that want to lose weight in a healthy way?
Yeah, so fats is your body does need it, but it needs healthy fats. So we when we cook, the only fat we're using is extra virgin olive oil, and if you go over your fats, it's bad for the heart. It can be bad for your immune system and your nervous system. So making sure that your meal plan has a quality moderate level of fats is very important. Most of our meals, they range between 10 to 30 grams of fat. And again, that's only going to be coming from, the extra virgin olive oil and the natural fat found in the protein, which we also hand trim all of our proteins, and we make sure that we get as much fat off of it as possible.
What are some other examples of foods that can provide us healthy fats that would be in a normal diet?
Yeah, so definitely avocado. Avocado would be your go-to and favorite friend, just because it's also easy to fit into anything you're eating. If you're just eating anything as good as avocado, really, you just add in maybe half avocado and you gain a good portion. Nuts is also another really good fat, but make sure that you're eating unsalted nuts, because salted nuts are going to have extra sodium and stuff like that. Almonds would be, one of the healthier choices. And again, everything in moderation, so you should be really looking at exactly how much fat you're eating. And then, according to that, portion out, the amount of nuts you're eating. Peanut butter or almond butter is another good alternative. And definitely salmon. If you're trying to get some extra protein in, salmon has also got omegas in it, very good for the heart. And it's easy to work with and cook.
How do I know? You said watch your portions. What would be an example of a good portion of, say, an avocado or almonds? How would I know? I guess a whole bag would not be a good portion. But how would we know? What would be your tip to say if you're going to have a snack and you're going to grab some almonds, you're going to grab an avocado, what would be a way of knowing an appropriate portion?
Again, it all varies, depending on your macros and your intake and your goals. But really when you snack, you want it to be portion controlled in small portions because you want to be eating every 2 to 3 hours and healthy snacks in between your meals. Something to just keep your metabolism running and burning. So I would say probably about, the easiest bet would be if you have measuring cups, just take 1/4 a measuring cup for your almonds, maybe pair it with some blueberries or, half an avocado, really comes down to breaking down exactly what calories and what nutrients you need. And a great tool that we use, the 3 tools that we use to really help get there would be measuring cups, a scale, and then the big thing that we use to help us break down the macros is the MyFitnessPal app. And whenever we use anything on the MyFitnessPal app, we make sure that you're using the verified ingredients. It's going to have a green check mark on there because that's been verified through MyFitnessPal. And it's going to give you accurate measurements and results.
Now, meal prep sounds ideal because you don't have to worry about it. You just check off what you want. It shows up at your doorstep and you eat it. Now, but what are some of the misconceptions people may have about meal prep that may prevent them from even considering it?
So a couple of them would be that it's boring. That it's boring. People think eating healthy is just chicken, rice, and broccoli. On our menu, we have people who message me. They're like, "Hey, are you sure this is healthy? This is really good." It's just about pairing ingredients with other ingredients that are going to complement each other and bring out the best flavors. That way, you don't need to do fats or fry anything or use any unhealthy ingredients. So that's one thing. The flavor. Then the other thing is, obviously the time. Most people, over 50 have families. They have full families that they need to take care of. So they're like, I don't have time to make 15 meals on the weekend. I'll just do some carry out that's kind of healthy, or maybe they'll be smart and invest in a meal prep service, which would be your best option. Yeah, those would probably be 2 really big points for that.
Another issue, always people that come up with, it's too expensive. I can't afford to do meal prep.
Yeah, that's a big thing. And, people say it's too expensive, but really, I'm grateful that a lot of our clients are seeing the value of it that we have, so everybody's just, paying for it. But, if you really think about it, it's an investment. You're going to get a good ROI on it, your health, your wellness. Most people, they're already spending the money, but they're spending it elsewhere. They're buying carry out. They're spending like $20 on Uber Eats just for a little chicken sandwich that's got processed food in it. So really it comes down to people just being conscious of their health, of their spending habits that they already have, and instead in spending it somewhere where it's going to have more ROI on their personal health.
Okay. So looking at it from a return on investment for your health, what we spend when we drive up to a fast food restaurant and spend, on a you can spend 10, 15 bucks on a fast food meal that has French fries and has fried food in it and processed stuff, which may hit some of the macros, but in terms of nutritional value, nowhere near the same as what you're going to get when you get a meal prep. So it's very comparable. It's just a matter of where you put your money. Do you want to put it, into a program that builds on your health? I'm just, you mentioned you work with different fitness clubs. You work with, CrossKick Fitness and other. Tell me a little bit about how you work with them and how you help gyms help their members.
Yeah. So, we like to be where everyone wins, and with, like, for example, with CrossKicks, they have a program, and they have many programs. One of the programs they're doing right now is a 90-day shred, where I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't know the exact science behind it, but it is science because when you see their transformation pictures, it's crazy. 6-week transformations are crazy. So, we just really, work with them, to find meal plans that are going to fit into the macros of their clients. And CrossKicks, actually, they've helped us grow a lot because they've told us, this is what we need. This is, we need plans that, will fit our clients' macro goals. We need high protein plans. We need low, regular protein. We need high carb plans. And, thankful for that because we've been able to, we make our lean plan, our extra protein plan, our bulk plan. And another thing we have is a CYM plan. We sell protein, vegetables, and carbs by the pound. So you can buy a pound of steak, a pound of rice. So that is where we're able to cater to them specifically. With gyms, we really, we like to work with our local gyms. We offer a promo code where their clients, just because they're a client of them, they can get a nice discount off of our services. Another thing we do is, we make drop-off zones. A gym can become a drop-off zone where their client can, purchase our meals, and then they will directly can just get it from the gym where they're already going. We also like to take care of their staff. Their staff will get a 20% discount on our weekly plans just because, we want them to, consume the product so they can see how great it is and then refer their clients. And it's just, the big thing is, the small local business. For example, today, I was running a little late because I saw that CrossKicks, one of their members, they had a bad morning. They woke up and their fridge wasn't working. So their fridge wasn't working and they purchased like two weekly plans of the meals. And I saw that and I was actually going to head that way to run another errand. And I was like, I have a few extra, of my meals. I'll just drop it off for them. That sucks. You lost all of your food overnight in the fridge. So, we like to go above and beyond and really take care of our power partners and anyone who is supporting Duck a Diet.
I saw that on Facebook, and I know those people are thrilled. She said, oh, my gosh, you had the picture of the refrigerator and say it was 64 degrees and all her food was warm. What am I going to do? And then here's knock, knock, knock. Here's Duck a Diet here to help. And again, I'm a big advocate of working local and supporting communities. So that was that was very well played. So I know that the people are very thrilled with that. And the people at CrossKick Fitness, they are, all of them are talking about, number one, how good it tastes, how much time it saves them, and it gives them more time to focus on what they want to focus on, which is the fitness, working out. So that's that's great. I know you kind of talked a little bit about it, but talk specifically about how the program actually works. If someone wanted to start a Duck a Diet program with you, what would they do and what could they expect?
Yeah, so, they can expect delicious and healthy meals, at a click of a button now. It's that easy. We've invested in software that makes online ordering super easy. But really when they sign up, what we recommend is someone to purchase a full weekly lean plan. You're going to get 5 breakfasts, 5 lunch, and 5 dinner, 15 meals total. We have a 21-item variety menu, so you can pick and choose your meals. We have some crazy dishes on there. For example, breakfast, we got Filipino steak and eggs. We got French toast. Lunch, we got some Korean barbecue meatballs. We got, a Jamaican jerk chicken thigh. Dinner, we got, creamy Alfredo sauce that's made with Greek yogurt and almond milk. We got the fuego, which is carnitas, that's made with chicken. So they can expect a meal prep service like no other, because, I've seen the competition out here, and a lot of people are just using frozen ingredients, and, their menus aren't as creative as ours. And, our menu is just very creative, and, you're eating stuff that you wouldn't even think is healthy.
So how do they order, and how do they pick up, and how often does that happen?
So we have we're in the kitchen, making fresh meals weekly. So we have an order deadline, which is Wednesdays at midnight. The client has to order on our website by Wednesday at midnight to get it for the following Sunday. They can pick up in our kitchen, which is in Crystal Lake right now, right off of 176 and 31. They can pick it up on Sunday, or they can select delivery, and we'll deliver it to their door. Delivery, the price varies depending on distance, but we make it super easy. We deliver the meals in cooler bags with ice packs. That way, our client, the busy adult, doesn't have to worry about sitting around at home waiting for the meals to be delivered, because it's going to be delivered at a proper temperature, and it's going to stay at that temperature.
Okay. Now, and if people wanted more information about Duck It Diet, where would they go?
They could go to our website, duckadiet.com. There's a lot of information on there where they can just read and order. They could also fill out a contact form on our website. They can mention a promo code to get them a discount on the first order, which is going to be Phil Ferris. And they can also contact us on social media. We're at Duck It Diet on Instagram and Facebook. They send us a message. We're very active on there. We like to respond to our clients and take care of them right away.
Well, thank you. I want to thank you, because I know one of the biggest headaches that people don't like to deal with is diet, and the fact that they can get nutritious food. The French toast is outstanding, and I didn't realize it actually has a lot of good protein. It's actually good for you. So you've come up with some phenomenal, recipes. And a great service, and you back your client, you back your brand with your great service. So I want to thank you so much for sharing your information, and thank you for being on the show today.
Oh, thanks for having me, Phil. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a great one.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
You've been listening to Never Too Late for Fitness Radio, hosted by Phil Ferris. To learn more about the guests or resources on our show today, or to listen to past episodes, go to nevertoolateforfitness.com.